What's good, world? It's your boy Mark Brown from Toughest Balls with a special announcement.
This is your girl Janice coming at you with big news. Please show your support for Sound Mind Movie, organized by Kamali Mr. Bombastic Brown. This is not just any kind of film, ladies and gentlemen, but a movement. This movie is going to take you on a journey through the minds of the black community, each with their own real life experiences. This is black mental health on the big screen, up close and personal. We need your help to raise $10,000 to make this all happen in Hartford. Funds will be used strictly for the movie production. To donate, please follow at chemistry underscore photography and underscore chemistry underscore on IG. That's spelled at KEMISTRY underscore photography and underscore KEMISTRY underscore on IG. Come on, community. Let's do this. Let's make it happen.
What up, what up, what's good, world? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Toughest Balls. I'm your host, Mark Brown, on this sort of lovely day. No sun is shining, but it's great that everyone is alive on this August 23rd, 2019. Episode 12, Toughest Balls, is on right now. We're going to get into a bit today. Of course, pro wrestling always headlines this podcast, so we're going to get into NXT. Of course, the highlights of Raw and SmackDown. NFL preseason games last night. Quite a few games. Some national games, some local games in the regions across the country. And a little MMA news. Haven't brought up MMA much on here. I do like UFC and a little Bellator, but more UFC. This is just all talk, and this happens to be between Jon Jones and Brock Lesnar. And of course, on the entertainment side, we're gonna get into some hip hop. We got some new videos that just dropped from Missy Elliott, Styles P, Sheek Louch, and the UK's own Gigs, who I personally like. A lot of people in America don't really mess with UK rappers like that. I don't know why. Some of them are dope. It's a lot of them out there. I don't know majority of them, but yeah, I know a few of them, and I like some of the UK stuff. So yeah, with that being said, let's get into what happened on this past week's episode of NXT from Wednesday night, 8/21. Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era, they opened the show, and of course they go on their 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 promo and saying how they should be draped in gold, and same thing that Adam Cole, he's good at what he does. He's on the mic, and the rest of the Undisputed era basically saying, hey, we got screwed at NXT TakeOver Toronto. So, and they both have arguments. That being Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly when it on a tag team, and they got a point. So hopefully these grudges continue between the Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and the Street Profits, and as well as Roderick Strong and Velveteen Dream. So yeah, with that, they came out and did their thing, and right when they're heading back, boom, the newcomer Jordan Miles walks out. Of course, he won the NXT Breakout tournament, so he got a shot at whatever NXT title he wants, and it looks like he wants Adam Cole, and in 2 weeks we're going to be getting that match between Jordan Miles and Adam Cole for the NXT championship. Personally, it I don't know because I doubt he's gonna win. I really highly doubt he's gonna win. I like Jordan Miles. I want to see more of him. I want to see uh, more of his tough side because he comes out, he smiles, he's athletic, he has charisma, and he's good. I just want to see what he's going to grow into. I don't want to see any early title reigns with Jordan Miles. I want him to grow into a superstar, but you never know with WWE. He may just sit the bench like everybody else. Sort of. He kind of. He's more. Jordan Miles is more charismatic, but athletically, he kind of reminds me of Apollo Crews. With a little smaller, probably smidge more athleticism, but he's another guy that's basically sits the bench and has to put over talent and not really gain a memorable career in the WWE. And it sucks that they do that. So I hope Jordan Miles' career doesn't go in that direction. I hope they do him the right way. I'm not gonna mention everything that happened on NXT. Just a few other matches to highlight. Damian Priest had a match with Saudi Arabia's own Mansoor. He won the Battle Royal back in Saudi Arabia. Which I don't know if that means anything in the future for his career, but whatever. I guess it was cool. And Mia Yim versus Vanessa Bourne, and Mia Yim gets the win in this match, and after the match she's faced by Shayna Baszler and her goons. So Shayna asked Mia if she would join her team, and Mia turns her down and then gets beat down by Shayna Baszler and her two sidekicks. So that that little deal is going to continue. I guess we're probably going to see another championship match between Mia Yim and Shayna Baszler. So that was cool. The main event in this past week's episode was Killian Dane versus Matt Riddle, which I don't know why it wasn't on the takeover. Maybe they didn't have enough time to add this match to takeover because it was a good one. It was a rough match. Both guys were hitting hard, but at the end, Killian Dane comes out with the win, and I wonder how long this is going to go on, because as of now, I don't see no end to this grudge right here between these two, because at the end of the show, Matt Riddle ended up running up the ramp and jumping on Killian Dane after he lost. So, but it's cool to see those guys that like to take punishment and hit hard and really get the fans into the match. I think this is a good rivalry between these two that's going on. Before we move on to what's going on the main roster, the other big news out of WWE is that NXT is moving off of the WWE network and onto the USA network, which I'm not really too stoked about because I love NXT. I love what they do at NXT. They give you a little drama, but it's more about the in-ring action and high quality and hard hitting in-ring action with NXT. And they're also adding an hour, so now NXT will be 2 hours, and it's just like, come on. But of course, they are doing this to compete with AEW's weekly show, that will be also airing on Wednesday nights this coming October, I believe October 2nd. And it's just, come on, WWE. Like, do y'all really think you have to be the only ticket in town? Like, no one else can have a a prime time wrestling show besides WWE. I hope this doesn't ruin NXT. I pray to God Vince McMahon isn't involved with it. Please. Please. But the word is out that Vince McMahon is taking a step back from the wrestling and going to be focusing more on the football with the XFL that's starting next year. So, and talking about the XFL, I didn't write this down, but they did release some logos, I believe, of 8 or 9 of the teams that will be competing next year. And I mean, I guess they're all right. I mean, some of the names are cheesy, but it's I don't know. It's off-season football when the NFL isn't in season, so I guess you don't have to. You just have to do enough to appeal to sponsors. So, with that said, I don't like that NXT's. It's cool that they're moving to USA. I wish that it would stay an hour because I don't know if they're going to ruin the foundation of NXT. What makes NXT different from Raw and SmackDown. And with that said, we're going to bring up the highlights of Raw and SmackDown. I mean, it was. I mean, some of it was cool. Some of it was cool. I'm really not excited and really into the main roster like I have been in years past, but they got some things that I guess they're still trying to get to where they want to, since Paul Heyman is now running the show behind the scenes on Raw. And you had one match. There was a Dolph Ziggler versus Roman Reigns, and I don't know why WWE just want to keep Dolph Ziggler around, because they just have him to make the other guys look good, because he can make other guys look like they're the best wrestlers in the world. That's how good Dolph Ziggler is. He can make he can make his opponent look like a superstar in the ring, but he's good himself. So I don't get it. I don't get it. If someone's that good to make someone else look good, aren't they good enough to make themselves look? I'm just saying. I don't know how WWE thinks. That's just so. I love Roman Reigns, but it just sucks to see some of these guys lose and lose and lose and lose and lose and lose and lose. So Roman Reigns gets that match, and Bleacher Report grades that match B. You had the Jerry Lawler's King's Court, and of course one of my faves right now, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, attacks him. It seems like a trend now, him attacking the legends, the OGs, the old guys. So hopefully this keeps building him up to whatever main stage or pay-per-view match they have next for the Fiend. There are rumors that they were going to change the look of the mask of the Fiend to make it more kid friendly, but Bray Wyatt tweeted out and he shut those rumors down quick. He said, "Stop believing everything." Basically, I'm paraphrasing. So I'm glad they're not making any changes. They're gonna keep him looking scary with the yellow eyes and everything. I love it. I gotta get my Fiend T-shirt. Like that's what's going. Always like Bray Wyatt. But with that said, moving right along on with Monday Night Raw. They had a tag team match. It was The Miz and Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin. And Ricochet and Miz get the win, but Miz gets beat down in this match by Baron Corbin. And I guess it's just to, bring Corbin back. He's got a new different look with the little vest on or whatever. So guess it's to make him look good, and so they can make him a legitimate piece of what they got going for the next years in WWE, because that's what it looks like what's going down now. The next match was the for the United States Championship, and it was AJ Styles versus Braun Strowman. But Strowman wins that match by disqualification. And it was I don't know about matches between guys like AJ Styles and big guys like Braun Strowman. It was I guess okay, and you had Samoa Joe facing Cesaro, and Samoa Joe gets basically beat up in this match, but he wins the match with the Coquina Clutch. He gets the win by submission, and that was a cool match. Yeah, Raw's just like to me, And as I go on and talk about what's happening on Raw, it's just like, and it's like, I don't know. Sasha Banks, she came out and wouldn't explain why she attacked Natalya like she did and beat down Becky Lynch. But I guess it's cool. They're building it back up. That part was, it was And you had of course Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss versus Rose and DeVille. And like these matches are just like like they're not really anything. That's why we're gonna keep moving along, because like the main roster really just doesn't do it for me. But one match I want to bring up because it was shocking that it happened. It was for the Raw Tag Team Championship, and it was the OC versus Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman for the championship. And I don't know why, but the live crowd seemed to love it. We have new Raw Tag Team Champions, and that's Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins. So I don't know about this matchup, if they're looking to put Strowman back in the main event picture for the title. I don't know what is going to come out of this team up here with Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, but we'll see. WWE always pairs these odd couples, that end up being successful. So we shall see. Before I move out of pro wrestling, one last thing with NXT that I want to bring up is that WWE has so much programming when it comes to their network and what they do on primetime TV with Raw and SmackDown. Now they're putting NXT on that primetime stage too, and it's just like, you guys have enough primetime wrestling. Like, let someone else have a spot in that, but no. And someone else on that I agree with, it was on Instagram. I told him I was going to shout him out. It's Breezer_22, because he agreed with me. He said, because I mentioned that I was going to record NXT and watch AEW live when AEW weekly show starts. I'm good, so I pray this doesn't destroy NXT. As we move right along into some sports, mainly the NFL, well, a little MMA news, but that's something different. That's not really any in-ring action or in the octagon action. We had some NFL preseason games last night. I'm just going to run them off because I want to mention something in particular that happened last night. You had the Giants versus the Bengals. Giants got the win 25-23. Redskins versus the Falcons. The Redskins got the win 19-7. You had the Raiders versus the Packers. The Packers edged that one out by 1 point, 22-21. Then you had the Ravens versus the Eagles, and the Ravens got the win 26-15. You had the Dolphins versus the Jaguars, and the Dolphins handed the Jaguars lost 22-7. And last but not least, my Patriots versus the Panthers, and Patriots come out with the win 10-3. And what I want to mention specifically was in that game, and that was Cam Newton going down with an injury and him leaving the stadium in a boot after a few reps in a preseason game, which I believe was his preseason debut. And it's like it's been said that Cam Newton has taken more hits than any other player. Or I'm not sure if any other I believe any other player, if I'm not mistaken. This is ridiculous. He needs protection. The injuries, I think, are starting to rack up on him. He's not an old guy, but he's an older quarterback now. He's a veteran, and like when you see someone go down like that, and you're just like, come on, like do better with trying to protect this guy, because he was trying to move around. In a few reps that he was in, he couldn't really stay stationary to throw the ball, so the Patriots were attacking on defense. I mean, but it didn't look like it looked like the same old. They're not protecting. The Carolina Panthers are not protecting Cam Newton and not giving what he needs so he can progress as a veteran and maybe one day win a Super Bowl championship. It's just messed up. So I hope this injury isn't too bad. I hope he's able to play week 1, if not week 1, early in the season. So the best goes out to Cam Newton there. You just come. It's a preseason game, man. Like, come on. Like, I know Cam Newton. He's one of the top athletes in the game. I know he takes care of his body. So you just don't know why these things happen to players like him, because, like I said before, he's been injured multiple times before. But with all those games that I mentioned, it's preseason. You can't read too much into preseason ball. Usually the Patriots are losing preseason games, and now they're winning preseason games. I don't know what to think about it. Like, I hope it's not the reverse in the regular season. I pray that's not what's happening here. But with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and everyone on offense and defense, you would think the Patriots go into every year like they should, and well prepared, like Bill Belichick teams. Like Bill Belichick's teams are always well prepared. So shout out to my guys. Hope Cam Newton gets better soon. So with that said, with a few other games, you wonder what's going on with the Jaguars and the Eagles, and but I say can't read it too much preseason, but sometimes it can be a preview to regular season, especially with teams that lose. Sometimes it's hard to say at the preseason, because it can become a trend. But you're not playing your superstars, your starters that much, so you really can't judge it like that. But it's good to see all these games. Oh, there's more games slated for tonight and tomorrow. So there's enough football to go around. Plus college football is started this weekend, and we got some football, some college football, man. I love when it's college football Saturday. It's a nice sunny day, whether it's warm outside or fall is starting to come in, and you got your college your college hoodie or sweatshirt, and of course I'll be sporting my UConn. I need to get me a Florida State hoodie. You can't find that stuff up here, but more stores are selling, every team, but it's hard to find specific stuff when you're not in that region. But it's crazy because when you go to Florida, you can find Patriot stuff everywhere. So I don't get it. Maybe it's because all the North people moved down south. That could be it. But you don't really see it and vice versa. But stores are starting to realize that every team have fans in almost every state. So I hope that continues. So I got to get my Florida State. I don't know. Maybe I get me a little jacket or something. I don't know. Get me I gotta get the Florida State hoodie for when it, start getting cool in October. Late September, October. I'll wear the hoodies. Don't need a jacket yet, just the hoodie. Just put it on the jeans and hoodie. Good. Should be good. And my sister Amazon over here looking at me crazy because she's still freezing. She lived in Florida for years, and so when it's cold, she be freezing. So she gonna wear a jacket and a hoodie and probably double socks, and it only gonna be like 65 degrees.
I can't stand you.
I'll still be in shorts at 65 degrees, bro. No, I'll be in jeans and a t-shirt 65 degrees, but yeah, I gotta get my Florida State stuff going there. Like
Amazon.
Yeah. So with that said, as we move along from the NFL, we're going to head into just a little MMA news, specifically this is kind of coming from WWE. This is weird. It's kind of coming from WWE and UFC, which, you only see that a couple times that happened. Conor McGregor, he talked smack about WWE superstar, so everybody added him on Twitter from WWE. Like, come on, bro, you want to see what it's like over here? Like, come on, come on, you can come over here. You've seen a bunch of wrestlers going at McGregor, and I first saw this because I saw that Kurt Angle mentioned, I believe Jon Jones shared this. Kurt Angle mentioned that Brock Lesnar talked to him, and Brock Lesnar said to Kurt Angle that Brock Lesnar wants to face Jon Jones in a match in the UFC. Jon Jones saw this, got a hold of it. Of course, he shared it. That's how I saw it. Jon Jones said, bruh. Jon Jones basically said, bruh, you don't want this smoke, bruh. Jon Jones said, I will embarrass you, Brock Lesnar. And I think he's right. Like, Brock Lesnar, he's a one-trick pony. You go look at his matches. He really just try to get you down on the ground and pound you. He's cool at wrestling, but he's not, all that with jiu-jitsu. Jon Jones will school you, man. Jon Jones will either knock you out or you're going to tap out. He's going to find something. He's going to find a way to make you tap. That's how good. And Jon Jones has been suspended twice and he came back. I believe he's been suspended a year both times. And he's come back to take the title both times. Like, So what are we fighting? Fighting heavyweight? So Jon Jones going to have the heavyweight title too? I mean, he doesn't have the heavyweight title, but it has to be. That's what it has to be, right? It will have to be heavy. Cause listen, Brock Lesnar not coming down to light heavyweight. That's like 205, like bro. No. So Jon Jones, I guess, got to put on a few pounds for this match, but it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be a good hype if it ever happens. It'll be a good uh, way to for the UFC to make some money. That's a money match right there. You got two of the biggest stars of probably the last 10 years in the UFC. Not including Conor McGregor and Ronda Rousey. You know, before them, Brock Lesnar was carrying that banner for the UFC. Then Jon Jones, then he got suspended. Then, during that time, Ronda Rousey was carrying the banner. Then McGregor took the banner. But, Jon Jones came back, got it back, got his belt back. He's that dude in the UFC again. And like he said, I think he would embarrass him. I think he would embarrass Lesnar unless Lesnar able to learn some new jujitsu and some new other type of martial arts and kicks and stuff. Jon Jones gonna embarrass you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's Jon Jones. Even when he's in trouble, he figures it out and comes out with a win. Like not too many dudes can say that. Some good guys have gotten themselves knocked out. I don't think Brock Lesnar can knock out Jon Jones or make Jon Jones tap or get Jon Jones in a predicament to tap. I don't think that would happen. Jon Jones is too small a fire, and he ain't. Come on, man. This really. I'm going. Don't get me wrong. I'm paying money for that. I'm paying money for that. Okay. I will spend that dollar unless I can get it free on Fire Stick. I'm just saying. If I can get it free on Fire Stick, that might be cool. But hey, I'll spend that money for that fight. Before we get out of here, as we move along from MMA, going to get into a little entertainment, specifically hip hop and some new videos that have dropped. That everyone should probably go and check out. I still got to check them out myself because these videos came out in the last day, like yesterday and today. Yeah, so you got Missy Elliott with a new video. I believe the song's called "Throw It Back." I haven't checked it out yet. I'll maybe have a review of it next week. Styles P has a new video with Lil Fame from MOP. He has a new video out that I need to peep. And also, my guy Giggs out of the UK, brethren. Out of the UK, Giggs got a new track called Terminator. Well, it's off his latest album. Terminator featuring Swiss Beats, and the beat is fire. Actually got to watch some of this video this morning. The video how it looked like a big budget video. I have to peep out the remainder of it, but it seems that hip hop is still growing. It's still growing well. I'm excited, but I gotta peep the Styles P. Well, also Sheek Louch has a video. It's like the whole Locks Brothers. Well, Jada didn't drop the track, but the Locks Brothers, D Block, dropping videos on the same day. Sheek Louch and Styles P. So that's a video I gotta peep too. But I'm excited about all these videos, and I love Missy Elliott. I'm probably be the first one I check out after the podcast is done here, because Missy Elliott visually probably put out some of the best visuals still when it comes out to music videos, and when it comes to the new artists that you see that she's influenced. One that comes to mind is one I brought up on the podcast before is Tierra Whack. Now Tierra Whack, visually, I'm like, wow, this is like Missy 2020. You know what I mean? But lyrically, Tierra Whack got lyrics, bro. Like Tierra Whack got bars, metaphors. I mean, lyrically, I don't think Missy can mess with Tierra Whack, but Missy's influence is all over Tierra Whack when you see how she presents herself and how she dresses and everything. So it's so exciting to see Missy, back at it doing her thing. Well, it's never really stopping her, slowing down. Of course, she had her health problems in the past. And speaking of health problems, Styles P always professes like good health, and he has his juice bars, and he's always preaching about what you should eat and what you should eat. You need to eat more natural. He said all these people, they full of toxins. Y'all need to eat some fruits and vegetables. Y'all angry, y'all mad all the time. Y'all stressed out, y'all get depressed. Y'all need to eat some natural stuff. And so it's just crazy seeing some dude from Yonkers, bro. Like, you know how hard it is coming up out of Yonkers, DMX. The Locks, aka D Block, they come out of Yonkers, and to be someone that's on the health trend, and he's got these juice bars basically in the hood, trying to get the hood healthy, and it's just cool to see guys on their entrepreneurship actually not thinking about themselves, but thinking about everyone else, because I guess as they look at it, the fans have given them so much, they have to give back to the fans in the way, and the people that supported them, the people that they care about, and they want to see people live and keep going and don't stop. Also, there's another moving on, talking about another video that's out, is by another UK rapper. Well, I believe, this is it's Ed Sheeran's song featuring UK grime rapper Stormzy. And I haven't checked this out. I seen a little preview of it. Looks like a little cool video. Of course, it's Stormzy style with the grime and how he's riding, how he's flowing in the beat. And I think I probably checked out more of the video than I thought, because I seen Ed Sheeran. His part was he's like writing, he's like singing, rapping. You know what I'm saying? Like he got some some bars on here. So that's another video to check out. That's the Ed Sheeran featuring Stormzy. But yeah, we got so much to check out. We still got so much to check out on the TV side when it comes to TV shows. It's a lot of watch out there. It's hard to keep up with all the shows and everything that's going on and what's happening in sports. Still looking forward to next month with the Errol Spence and Sean Porter boxing match. That I'm really excited about that one, because you got two good fighters. Two guys that can box as well. And also on the wrestling side, at the end of this month on the 31st, we got AEW All Out, and that's next week. Oh, we're gonna have a big podcast next week, so you better stay tuned, because we're gonna hash that out. We're gonna talk about all of that there on the podcast next week. I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about AEW, what they got going on, and I go back and forth on Instagram and other places with people it's just some WWE marks out there that just all they watch is WWE. And I say, no, take a little time out this show to say something to these WWE marks. Yeah, because that's what you are. If you don't watch, if that's all you watch is WWE, you are a mark, okay? And that's my name. So I'm never that. I'm a fan. Only time I'm going to mark out if I see CM Punk come back to pro wrestling. You won't see me mark out. I did mark out a little bit when Jon Moxley appeared in AEW for the first time. Not going front. But after that, if you only watch WWE, you can't tell me anything about wrestling because you don't know. If you don't watch New Japan, if you don't watch any of the stuff in the UK, if you don't, I need to get back on it. Watch my NXT UK because those guys, they fight hard. Like if you're not, it's some people that don't even watch NXT that watch WWE. If all you watch is Raw and SmackDown, then whatever WWE pay-per-view, you can't tell me jack doo-doo about wrestling. I'm sorry. You cannot tell me. And what AEW is presenting is something. Someone happened to tell me, AEW is for marks. What? Tell me one guy that everybody, tons of guys that everybody. No. I'm going to tell you about the nerds in WWE. The people that like WWE, they'll love somebody that's barely on TV. That's how people that love WWE. Oh, I love them. They're so cool. They're barely on TV. What's so cool about them? And they'll follow them around and they'll spend their money and they'll go across the country. I understand when it's the Young Bucks and people like that. But, dude, when it's somebody that's only on TV like maybe once a month, if that, not even that, like, you are the superior mark. And with that said, we are done with another episode of Tough as Balls. I appreciate everyone joining me today. Don't forget to follow the podcast on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook as well. Got a Facebook page. It's easy. Tough as Balls. TOUGHASBALLS. Tough as Balls on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And as well, if you want to email the show, make sure you email us at toughasballs@gmail.com. That's simple. toughasballs@gmail.com. And please like, subscribe, share, comment on the show wherever you listen to your show, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on TuneIn, on Overcast FM, wherever you listen to, on Google Play, wherever you listen to your podcast. Please subscribe, comment. We need your interaction. We need to hear from you. We need your support to keep this going. All right. So I am Mark Brown with Tough as Balls. I'm up out of here. Enjoy your weekend and watch some sports, okay? And watch a little wrestling too, for all the non-wrestling fans. Just watch a little bit, all right? One. Contemplating about my next move. I put my hands up to the sky. Ask the Lord to be my refuge. Now they wanna see me die, 'cause they know I'm gonna tell the truth. That's why I'm sitting by the city line, contemplating about my next move. A bad temper like Kevin Steen, but now it's like Kevin Owens. For those of y'all not knowing, that means I'm NXT. That's effort with the capital E. Forgot to squeeze it in, but that's just me. And now rats can analyze all they thoughts for cheese at any degree. So please tell me, what is it that you see? If I don't know already, place your